Hey, what's up, guys? It's MugenLord here, and I just want to thank all you guys who's been subscribed to me on YouTube and been following me on X. It's been a very, very long ride. I enjoy it, and I also appreciate all the new followers and subscribers who've been following me here on social media as well. I enjoy every last bit of you guys. It's like a big family that we have here, and from everybody who has different point of views and different backgrounds, and we all able to come together and discuss so many different things that involve gaming and also the culture war itself. And I really enjoy that. And I also want to thank my Discord community as well. You guys always have me laugh with the things that you post, and we laugh and joke. And I also appreciate the fact that you guys trust me enough to talk to me personally on Discord, to be able to vent your personal problems and share your personal problems to me. And the fact that you guys, some of you guys look at me as a mentor or even an older brother, and I really appreciate that. You don't know what that does to me. You know, like, I'm a complete stranger, you're a complete stranger over the internet, but you're able to trust me that much. And I just want to thank all you guys and ladies who helped garner and craft this community, which is Mugen TV, and I appreciate that. Well, right now I'm moving on to a whole new I guess you say frontier in my life right now. And as you can see in the title, yes, I started my own comic book company, and I just want to give you just a little bit of an idea of where I'm going with VenusOrionComics as we prepare for the launch this winter of my comic book company in my shared universe. So before we even dive into the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button, the notification bell for more gaming content here on this channel. Yes, VenusOrionComics, I've pretty much been working behind the scenes for the past 3 years, crafting my own universe, a shared universe. Yes, that's right, a shared universe, meaning that different comic book series, even though they have different characters, different storylines, self-contained stories, they all share the same space. They all are in the same universe. So this is the wonderful part about it, that it's going to be a living, breathing universe with so many different stories, so many different characters, and lore or world building elements that's going to be part of this universe that I'm excited and can't wait to share with you guys. And if you see back here, you check out the artwork that you see. Yes, my artist who I've met on Fiverr about 3 years ago, I met her, and me and her has a wonderful relationship, and we've been working together for the past 3 years. And it's amazing that how the internet, because the internet does have its positives, where you're able to communicate with people on the other side of the world, you know? She's from the Philippines. We have like a 12 to 13 hour time difference between one another, so communications is kind of like wonky, but we made it work for the past 3 years. And I've watched this woman evolve as an artist, and she watched as I evolved, as I began to start writing and trying to get better at my writing. And I'm still learning when it comes to my writing, because this is something different. This is you know, my whole life I've just been playing video games and been just gaming and stuff, and just covering gaming news and everything like that. But writing is a whole different ball game. It's a whole different thing that I'm learning how to, you know, perfect my craft when it comes to that. But yes, we've been working together for the past 3 years, and she had created some of the most amazing art for me that you see in the back. And you can't see the things in the front, but you notice things that I've been posting recently on my community tab and also on X itself. But before we even get into those details about some of the things that have shown off in the community tab, I just want to give you just a bit of an idea of why did I want to start a comic book company, or where did Venus Orion comes from? Well, essentially, back in 5th grade is when the idea of Venus Orion was conceptualized. Back in 5th grade, this is during a time where gaming, especially gaming and 90s anime, has really had a big influence over my life. And this is during a time where I actually started doing my own writing as a young boy, writing my own stories. And I get a lot of this inspiration and a lot of this influence from my father, because my father was an artist himself. He wanted to get into Marvel Comics. So when he was a boy or a young man, or back in the 80s, he used to draw his own original characters, Marvel style. And he used to draw Marvel characters and everything, because he really wanted to work for Marvel Comics back in the day. So my dad used to write his own stories. He had one hell of an imagination. So it pretty much just trickled down to his son, which is me, you know? So I kind of like adopted that as well. So back in 5th grade, we used to have journal time where we write in our journals for about like half an hour, and then we get in front of the class and then read out our journal out loud. And this is the perfect time for me to share my stories. And a lot of people used to laugh at me and everything, but my teacher was just amused about how creative I was when it came to my stories. And this is something that made me want to pursue it even more. But more importantly, I was a gamer. And the game that really impacted my life the most was Sega and Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, my first game I ever played was Legend of Zelda on the NES, because my father had an NES and Legend of Zelda, and I was 4 years old when I played the NES Zelda game. But my first personal console that my mom and dad had bought for me personally for myself was the Sega Genesis, and Sonic the Hedgehog was one of the first games I've ever played and owned on the Sega Genesis, and I've been a fan of Sonic ever since. So for my love of Sonic, I decided to say, hey, I really want to start my own game company. Yes, it wasn't a comic book company I wanted to start, it was a video game company, and I still want to start a video game studio, and we'll get into that much later into this video. But I wanted to start a video game company, and my cousin at the time in 5th grade, he was one hell of an artist. He was a big fan of Toriyama. You know, Dragon Ball Z was such a big thing, especially back then. And like we only had the Ocean dub Dragon Ball Z at the time, and we was watching the Japanese versions in order to get all the, you know, latest or, you know, information like Super Saiyan and stuff like that. So he loved drawing Dragon Ball characters, but he was a good artist. So even at 5th grade, me and him would get together, and he was my artist. So I had an idea for a game company, and I wanted to start Venus Orion. Yes, not Venus Orion Comics or anything like that, but just Venus Orion. And I also wanted to have my own game console, the Venus Orion game console. So me and him would sit down every day after school, and he would draw some concepts of what the console was going to look like for me and everything. I would give him ideas and stuff, and then say, yo, you're going to need a mascot. So the mascot that I have, since I was a big Sonic fan, especially as a kid back in that day, especially in 5th grade, I had a mascot that was pretty much took inspirations from Sonic, and the name of that mascot was called Radical the Porcupine. And that's right, I have gotten my artist. I have got my artist to redraw my mascot, Radical the Porcupine. And man, it just took me back to my childhood and everything. She updated the character, more of a modern design that I wanted to go for, or whatever like that. Ever since I've gotten older, I had some different ideas of how I wanted him to look. And yes, here's Radical the Porcupine, and I decided to bring him back into the fold for Venus Orion. And it just gets to me, and it's funny that now I'm able to show my daughter my creations as well. You know, being a father, you know, able to share those things when you was a kid to your child, I think is also a wonderful thing. But yes, Radical the Porcupine was my mascot for Venus Orion. Is he the mascot now? Well, I guess you would say kind of yes, kind of no, because I'm going to have another mascot that's going to represent Venus Orion comics pretty soon. I'm going to reveal that sometime in the near future, or I may even slip him or her in there without you guys even noticing. And hopefully, if you pay attention to my videos, you may notice the character over time. But yes, that's where the concept for Venus Orion came from. Is my love for Sega, my love for Sonic, and everything. But of course, as time evolved, things happens to change. So Venus Orion Comics was something that I wasn't thinking about. You know, I moved forward, and the fact is that I love to create things like RPGs. That's what got me into the RPG Maker. And then once Mugen was a thing, I got into Mugen because I just love to create things. And of course, I'm a 3D hentai animator, so the idea of being able to create my own porn, let me give that a try too. I always like to put my creative juices to some use. I just love to exercise my creativity. So when it came to Venus Orion Comics, it was just something that happened by accident. It was because all I wanted was the artist that I had met over Fiverr. All I wanted her to do was just draw 4 characters for me or whatever from VK, Very On Colors Vampire Killers, which is going to be the first series that I will be releasing to kick off my shared universe. But I just wanted her to draw the characters. I just wanted to have the characters, and this is all during 2020, essentially during lockdowns and everything. And I had her draw the characters. Then I did like kind of like a presentation for my brothers and my dad and the family, and they saw the characters, and my dad just lost his mind. So, oh my God, this looks so good. And my brothers were just losing their minds over the characters. And my dad said, son, this will be amazing. Can you imagine this being an anime? And that's when the light bulb had clicked. And I said, anime? I was like, man, Dad's right. That will be an anime. Dad said, son, there gotta be a way we can work towards getting this into an anime or something like that. Then I thought about it. I said, well, animation is kind of expensive. You know, you can't just do anime. So I figured, say, wait a minute. how about I make these into comics where I'm able to tell these stories through comics and then build my way up into getting this stuff turned into animes. And that's where the gears started grinding and the light bulbs began to click when it came to this. So I was like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. I want to start making comics. And then I started thinking about, okay, what should the comic book company be named? Then Venus Orion came. And I said, okay, perfect. Venus Orion Comics will be the name. And that's essentially how it started. And I really appreciate, you know, where I've started and where I'm at now when it comes to this. And I appreciate the feedback. And I decided that, hey, you know, we had the launch in the winter. And the thing is, I've been telling you a lot of you guys on my YouTube videos that I've been working on a comic book shared universe, and that I am going to make a major reveal. And I said the major reveal is going to be months away. And I thought of, like, how can I get everybody excited for something that they hardly know anything about? So I went to Brooklyn Comic Con, about a month ago, and I wound up meeting the indie comic book creator of the Project Noasis. I end up meeting him, and I wanted to have a discussion because I told him that, hey, listen, I started a comic book company of my own, and I'm about to release my first comic book series. And he said to me that, hey, that's awesome. Have you, so how are you advertising it? And then I said, well, this is kind of tricky because, how can I advertise something that I can't reveal until the launch campaign? And that's when he's like, no, bro. He said, look, I wish I would have learned this earlier. No, you got to build that audience now. Show something, a page from your comic, characters, something. You got to build that audience right now. So that's when I thought about it. I said, man, maybe he is right. And that's what started giving me the idea to start showing you guys some of the things I've been working on for the past 3 years. And my God, I really appreciate the feedback that you guys have left on the community tab as I started making these posts. So the thing about this is, when I started going through it, I started noticing that there's a pretty much something that is there for everybody to enjoy. And the thing that really got me is that with Venus Orion Comics, this shared universe is something that I want everybody to be able to be a part of. That no matter what comic book series you read, it feels like you're contributing to a much bigger picture. And that's the whole point of this shared universe, is that each self-contained story will have its own story, but it also adds building blocks and has world building elements that adds to a much bigger picture. So just because you don't read this story, your story will have some elements in it that adds to a much bigger picture, which means that all you guys, no matter which series you're reading, you can still come together and have a discussion, even though you may have not read a particular series, but you're able to contribute to it or give information that adds to a much bigger picture. And that's the idea that I want to go for when it comes to this shared universe. So I don't want you guys to feel as though, oh man, I have to buy this to understand that, or buy that to understand this. No, you can stick to one series or even multiple series if you want to. But every series has some important significance that add to a much bigger picture in the grand scheme of things. And I can't wait till you guys are able to put that together, piece that together. And I'm looking forward to see, what fan theories that you guys come up with. But when it comes to all this, I noticed that when I made my reveals of some of the things I've been working on, I noticed when it comes to all the various different teams that I have in my universe, the major team that sticks out the most, and I've been getting a lot of positive feedback from, is also Ultra Squad X. Yes, Ultra Squad X is something that a lot of you guys are looking forward to. And I noticed that if you guys pay attention, you can also see some inspiration in there where I took inspiration from. But I'm looking forward to be able to share this story of Ultra Squad X, because this is another passion project of mine that I've been working on. And this is the second series, because VK is the first series that I'm working on, but Ultra Squad X is actually the second series that I've been working on. Right now, Chapter 1's script is already in the drafting point right now. So by the time you guys get the campaign for VK, Ultra Squad X will pretty much be past its revisions and everything, and I'll start prepping for Chapter 1 with me and my artists and stuff like that. But I really appreciate the feedback, because you guys can talk about how good the designs are. And I noticed that, yes, there's a lot of waifu love that you guys have also loved when it comes to Adaptima and also Cerebra. That's also part of Ultra Squad X, and I really appreciate the comments. You guys really love those two characters that's also on the team, and I can't wait to be able to share more information. But as far as what you need to know about these characters are known as aberrants. Aberrants are a special, I guess you say, class of humans that's, you know, that's special, that's unique, and society is pretty much afraid of them, and the government doesn't know how to deal with them. And in my Venus Orion Comics universe, there's going to be so many different classifications of people that's in my universe, that especially on Earth, the government just trying to figure out how can we handle this, how can we contain these different type of people, metahumans, and you name it, and stuff like that. So it's going to be really, really crazy. So I can't wait to get into the details of Alter Squad X. But when it comes to this, is that everybody loved the waifus. Now the thing is, as I said before, my artist is female as well, and she also loved beautiful female characters. And like I said, I come from a time, especially back in the early 90s, this is what we've known and loved from the early 90s all the way up into the early to mid 2000s. You know, I'm used to nice, attractive characters, especially the female characters and everything like that. So she grew up in that era as well. So this is things that we're familiar with and things that we enjoy. And by looking by the comments and the feedback of most of the female characters that I posted, it seems and appears to be everything. There's everything. This is something for everybody to enjoy. You know, redheads, everything. You know, so I really appreciate that. And the whole idea for these female characters is that, especially when you write these fantasies and these stories, that these characters are, you know, these female characters are peak femininity. You know, when it comes to, you know, attractiveness and, you know, strong, beautiful, sexy, and capable, and also intelligent. And of course, there will be all kinds of other types of female characters as well, but there will be reasons to why these female characters are this way, rather than me trying to, you know, check a checkbox just for the sake of diversity. No, these female characters will have a purpose. These female characters will have a significant part, you know, in a story to explain why they are the way they are and why they look the way they look. And that's the whole idea that I'm going with. And the thing is, this is not no new concept. This has always been a thing. It's just that the current culture that we live in right now, it has been long forgotten and everything. So I'm not introducing anything new. This is something that's always been a thing. We just forgot all about it, or they want to erase like it never happened or it never existed to begin with. So as far as the female characters that I have revealed, I really appreciate the feedback that you guys have left for Adex. Now, Adex, she's a supporting character of the main protagonist in an upcoming series that I have called Lazarus, the Protector of the Outer Rim. Now, it's an interesting backstory when it comes to the concept of Adex and Lazarus himself. Now, I won't reveal Lazarus until much later because he's the main protagonist, and I want to save some characters for much later, especially when we get a chance to get around to launch. But the whole concept and which I want to share with you guys, or some of the concept I want to share with you guys, Adex is essentially, if you notice by her style and how she looked, she has more of an 80s look to her, because Adex is actually one of my father's characters that he created back in the day, back in the 80s, back when he was a teenager and everything, and he was designing and developing his own characters, and he really wanted to get into Marvel Comics. And my dad showed me all his old artwork and his old comic book panels and everything. And I decided, like, you know what? My dad had put his dreams down because he ended up being a father, and he ended up working a job and trying to raise a family and stuff like that. So my dad stopped pursuing a lot of his dreams ever since he started the family and stuff. So after my dad showed those things to me when I was a kid, I went back into his room and snuck into his room and took his art book, snapped some pictures of some of his designs and stuff, sent it to my artist, and I revived my dad's old artwork and made it more modern, bring it to modern times and stuff. But you still see some of the 80s aesthetics in Adex's hair and her designs and everything like that. And you're also going to be able to see that in Lazarus himself, which we also modernized him as well. And I won't go into the details of her character and everything because this is not going to be a spoiler for a lot of things in here of these reveals, because you have to wait until we actually, do the launch and start revealing and giving details on everything. But yes, I brought Dad's character to life, and I said, man, it'll be awesome, since this is Dad's original characters, why not bring his characters to my universe? And when I revealed it to my dad, oh my god, my dad just lost his mind and everything. So yes, my dad's character, Lazarus, and also, of course, Adex. But he also has other characters too, which I can't reveal just yet. But yes, all of his characters are part of the Venus Orion Comics universe. And I can't wait to see them interact even with my characters as well. And yes, another character or another waifu that pretty much had garnered a lot of responses from was also one of my favorite characters, my personal favorite characters, Faith Tanaka from Omni Protocol. Now, this is an interesting, I guess you say, backstory of how I conceptualized this character, and my artists had done a great job at pretty much bringing my concept to life. Now, the thing is, back in the 90s, especially back when I was in 5th grade or whatever like that, like I said before, anime, video games was such a big influence on me, especially back in the 90s. You know, I enjoyed the hell out of Akira and many other animes, but more specifically, my uncle Gene had introduced me to Ghost in the Shell at the time. And Ghost in the Shell had pretty much been one of my favorite anime movies of all time. And of course, I'm a big fan of Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. I got box set 1 and 2 that I have on DVD as well, and I love the Major and the team and everything. So back when I was in 5th grade, I was also trying to come up with my own character and everything, and Ghost in the Shell was much of a big inspiration for me. So Faith Tanaka was a character that I've always had worked on ever since I was young. And then fast forward into the future, we got to the point where in video games you're able to pretty much create your own character, have your own custom created character. So I was able to use my Faith Tanaka creation and able to recreate her in many different games. More specifically, in Astral Chain on the Nintendo Switch, I have also made Faith Tanaka there as well. So you can see some of the similarities as well. But most importantly, you guys, if you've been paying attention to my streams or many other videos, you have also seen Faith Tanaka in another interpretation as well, if you was paying attention. And what do I mean by that? Well, also Faith Tanaka was also in my 3D Hentai's Beauties universe.
If I win, you'll blow me for an entire week.
Fair enough.
You can do this. God damn it!
Yes!
Aw, man.
Looks like someone's going to be my foot boy tonight, huh, Kai? Come here, foot boy. My feet needs attention right now.
Do I have to touch your feet? Why me, damn it?
As well. You also seen her on my I guess you would say my wait for stream to start splash page as well. You've seen her there, and I've been sprinkling there every once in a while. So if you've been paying attention, yes, she's been there. Yes, she was also a 3D hentai character in my 3D hentai universe. So now she has a series of her own. Now, another thing that I like is that a lot of you guys have been paying attention, because one of you guys also said, man, Omni Protocol sound like it could be a video game. And true, yes, just like Radical Porcupine, Omni Protocol was another concept of mine back when I was in 5th grade that I wanted to do as well. And in fact, Faith Tanaka was also planned to be a Venus Orion video game, and she's still going to have a video game of her own. So what I essentially did was I pulled her from the Venus Orion video games universe and then pulled her over and put her into the Venus Orion Comics universe. And if you are paying attention, yes, I said comic book universe, video game universe. So if you pay attention over time, you'll see where I'm going to definitely be going with this at some point. But yes, Faith Tanaka, I appreciate the feedback that you guys have left. One of my favorite designs. She's an Omni soldier who works for the Omni 8th District, which we'll get into a bit of that a little bit later. But an Omni soldier in my universe is pretty much like a super soldier. She has her own task force. This is a major task force in my Venus Orion comic universe. So you'll be seeing a lot of Omni soldiers in the, I guess you say, the Omni Protocol appearing in different comic book series in my universe. And as I said before, it's a shared universe. But another character that you guys have seemed to enjoy and a lot of responses was Mighty Girl. Mighty Girl, my God, I guess you could say, man, like everybody loves blondes and leotards. Yes, Mighty Girl is also a supporting character in another comic book series called The Valorian. And The Valorians also a main character in his own series. His real name is Adam Bryce, but he also comes from another planet as well. And on my universe, the government consider outsiders who comes from another planet or another solar system who pretty much immigrate or find their way on Earth and make it their home as outworlders. So pretty much, as you see right here, Julie Patterson, which is her Earth name, she's also from another planet as well, when it was invaded by the Valorians. And when she crash landed on Earth at the age of 5, the Patterson family pretty much raised her and had pretty much hid her under radar until the point that the government incident happened, which I won't spoil. The government ended up finding out about Julie. They came to the family and they said they wanted to recruit her into this program called the Divergent Alliance, which we'll get into that much later in the Valorian series or whatever. But they're pretty much a government team that comprised of metahumans, outworlders, and many others, maybe aberrants as well, to pretty much fight off threats that the government itself cannot handle. So that's pretty much it. And in return, she'll have citizenship as an Earthling, and also the family of Julie's Earth family will also have protection from this agency as well. So yes, mighty girl. Yes, she has super strength, flight, and she also has some unique abilities which I can't get into, is because that will also spoil the universe's mechanics that I have implemented in this universe, which is pretty much a power scaling type of mechanic and everything that all the characters in the universe pretty much abides to. So yes, she's not just has super flight and super strength. She has some other unique abilities that's tailored to her and also abides by the mechanics that I have set in place. So stay tuned for that. And of course, Blight. Look at this character. You guys love redheads. You guys made it known that you love the redheads, and you can already tell by the inspiration where I got the inspiration for Blight from. But essentially, this is pretty much one of my many different anti-heroes that I have in my VenusOrionComics universe, because yes, she's really not a nice person, but you'll get a chance to explore her story, you know? So pretty much, as I said before, her name is Sabrina Bradford, which is her real name. She's also the girlfriend of the leader of this biker gang called the Hell Vipers, and they're pretty much, I wouldn't say like mercenaries, but they do take on contracts, do a lot of illegal things for corporations and different businesses, and maybe even the government itself. But one day they took on pretty much a contract that went south. It went wrong, and they were pretty much sent to Wellington Labs, which is another, I guess you would say, organization or science corporation that plays a big role in my universe. But essentially, something goes down at the labs where she pretty much enters this place, and it's this creature or this entity called a Cauldronic, which is, I guess you would say, in this case, this being made of fire, and this one is a female Cauldronic, and it was pretty much placed in a capsule. But the contract goes wrong, and her boyfriend ended up taking the shot for her, gets shots in the chest, but at the end of the day, she ends up getting shot herself. Her body slaps against this capsule, and the perpetrators who had shot them had pretty much took off. And when her body slaps against the capsule, the female Cauldronic comes out, and right before the Cauldronic was about to leave, pretty much the two of them has somehow, I guess you would say, the two of them have linked or resonated with one another, because after Cauldronic looks down at Sabrina, she sees Sabrina with tears rolling down her eyes as she's extending her hand out to her dead boyfriend as she's about to take her last breath. Now, this female Cauldronic as well had lost someone dear to her. It's because they've been experimented on in the lab. So the Cauldronic had a husband and a son who were both murdered by this one particular scientist that I won't name until we actually get into the nitty gritty when her series come up. But the two of them had something in common. They both want revenge. And so the Cauldronic had pretty much wavelength and connected and linked together with one another, and it pretty much revived her, Sabrina, and now them two had became one, which is now Blight. So now you have two different beings in one body, and they share the same body with one another, and essentially they have, I guess you would say, two different personalities. So Sabrina is able to transform to her Cauldronic form, and these two can actually conversate with one another internally. So there's going to be a lot of internal conflict, but they do have one goal in mind. They both want to get revenge on those who have took their loved ones away and have done them wrong. So that's what you'll be able to get from that. But over time, you're going to see some development with her character and stuff. And I guess at some point you will be rooting for her, but at the same time asking some questions about some of the things that she does, because she is an anti-hero. So yes, a lot of you guys definitely love this character as well, and she also has some unique fire powers, which we'll be explaining much later at a later time. And then, of course, Mira Adamson. Jesus Christ, you guys, oh man, you guys love this design. This is one of your favorite designs and everything, but most importantly, you guys love the concept behind this character, because Mira Adamson, she comes from a family of night hunters, in which in my universe will definitely explain the many different night hunters. Now, the night hunters are people who pretty much hunt down vampire, werewolf, succubus, demons, you name it, everything from the shadow world, which we'll explain what the shadow world is in my universe as well. But pretty much essentially Mira, her family, the Adamson family, they're known for hunting down werewolves. And now if you notice that she has a cloak on her, or a cloak around her with a hoodie, I decided to take the concept of Little Red Riding Hood with the hood, or the Little Red Riding Hood and the werewolves. So I decided to take that concept, and essentially what they do is they hunt down werewolves. Now in my universe there will be different types of werewolves of different kinds, and if you notice that she has a yellow or a citrine color cloak or a hoodie, and the reason why in my universe with this concept, there's a ranking systems that's based on the hoodie. Now this hoodie is essentially, or cloak, is made of a special fabric, and what happens is after these werewolf hunters hunt down a specific werewolf, they douse the cloak into the blood of that particular werewolf, and then that hoodie becomes that color from the werewolf that they have slain. And the yellow one is pretty much one of the beginner ranks of this night hunter class or whatever like that, and there's different colors to represent different ranks, but the ultimate rank is the Crimson Hood, and this is why it's named after the series, the Crimson Hood. This is one of the highest ranks that you can possibly get within this werewolf hunting type of system that they have here. And in order to get that, you have to take down a berserker wolf, and these are one of the hardest wolves to be able to take out, the most deadliest, and a lot of them aren't really well equipped, or they're really hard to take down, and they take the lives of many of these night hunters that hunt down these wolves. And when in Mira's case, she wants to be able to be just like her sisters, because both of her sisters, Layla and of course Evelyn, have pretty much earned their Crimson Hood and now are part of the Crimson Council. And now she wants to be able to prove to her big sisters that she has what it takes to be part and be able to earn her Crimson Hood as well. And she'll be meeting so many different companions along the way, and a lot of you guys are looking forward to that, and I can't wait. But the one that I think that outshined everybody was the Jade Enchantress, Yanyu Chang. I couldn't believe, really couldn't believe that this was the character, and I love this design, but I didn't think that it was going to resonate with so many of you guys, because as you can see, I wanted to go with an Asian inspired type of mythology with this character. I won't go into any details about any of this, but expect it to focus on a lot of magic and sorcery and everything like that. But if you see, it says the Jade Sorceress because she's from another universe called the Tetherverse, which is connected to the VenusOrionComics universe, which that's a whole nother concept itself. But there were 10 nations that's actually named, that's based after gemstones, and she's from the Jade Nation. And during this war between these 10 nations, they eventually had to come together to fight against even greater evil. And then the 10 elders had to use their sacred armaments in order to seal this evil. And then you fast forward to 1,000 years later, followers of this great evil decided to come in and invade the 10 nations, and they destroyed at least 5 of the 10 nations and took their enlightenment stones and everything, and the other remaining 5 had to join together as one nations to be able to fight against this army of followers of this great evil. So now Yanyu Chang, who has parents who are sorcerers themselves, great sorcerers, very powerful, they had left the Jade Nation to look for the 10 sacred armaments in order to be able to seal this evil that they're trying to bring back and save the nations, and they have not returned. So Jade, so Yan Yu Cheng is old enough now to be able to go out on this journey to look for her parents and find out what happened to them while she looks for these sacred armaments. So that's pretty much to give you like a quick synopsis of her story. But yes, people really love this. It asking for shirts for this character, and of course, as I said before, my artist, she's Asian, or she's Chinese more specifically, and I asked her to pretty much go crazy on this design is because I want to have a bit of ancient Chinese and modernize it as well as far as the design is concerned, and she knocked it out of the park, and she really enjoyed putting together this character. So pretty much I came up with a basic idea, but I left the rest of her to actually put this character together, and it came out really, really well. And then of course, Sister Adeline from the Church of Elohim, or Elohim. And the Church of Elohim is pretty much one of the biggest organizations within my VenusOrionComics universe, which I really can't spoil at all, but I would say they're very crucial to my universe, and they will appear in many different comic series. So stay tuned for that. But as I said before, she's considered a crusader in my universe. This is pretty much a system that's in place within the Church of Elohim, because they hunt down vampires, demons. They hunt down everything that's in the shadow world. And what's so from the surface in my universe, just like a normal church with nuns and everything like that, but at night or when it's time to go out on these crusades, they dress up in their battle gear and they go out and start hunting down creatures from the shadow world. And what's so crazy about it is there is a class system that's broken into by gender. You know, you have male crusaders, female crusaders. Males, they start off as apprentice, then they become brother, then they become father, high father, and then they become bishop. And then on the female side, you have apprentice, sister, mother, high mother, and then priestess. And that's how that mechanics work. And also they use spiritual hand signs as well to cast some of the craziest spiritual arts, just in order, to take out foes that are much stronger and much deadlier than themselves. And you see Sister Adeline, she also has a rifle staff, which is pretty much more specific to her, which is called a spirit rifle that she uses. And I can't wait to show that off and how those mechanics work. And she's pretty formidable, but well experienced in everything. And I can't wait to be able to introduce the different types of nuns and their abilities, and also the different types of fathers and their abilities as well, which is going to be pretty cool. And then, of course, last but not least, Cobra, Viper and Cobra. A lot of you guys went crazy, especially after I showed off Viper herself. I haven't showed off Cobra because I'm going to save Cobra for later. But Viper, a lot of you guys love redheads. Make it known how much you love redheads. This is one of everybody's favorite designs. Like, the moment I posted her up, likes started going crazy. Just started going crazy, and I love the feedback as well. Two deadly sisters that was pretty much trained by an ex-Magix mercenary named Marcus Higgs, and he took her under their wing, under his wings, and taught them the ropes and everything. And they're fighting against this, I guess you say, this crime organization called the Red Band Network, or the Red Band Syndicate. They're fighting against them, and I won't go into any spoilers, but there is some connections between the two sisters and the Red Band Syndicate as well that links to their past. And I must say, it's a very dark past that the two sisters got, a lot of trauma as well, and I can't wait for you guys to dig into that story of these two young ladies. Hey, you definitely want to like this one. And also, if you haven't checked out the voice audition that I did about a year and a half ago for Viper and Cobra, check out that as well when it comes to these two sisters. Yes, I did a voice acting audition that was inspired by Metal Gear Codex scenes that happened in Metal Gear, but I wanted to get pretty much a feel of how I want the two sisters to sound, and also Marcus Higgs himself. So definitely check it out, because I do plan on doing having some voice work and voice acting done in a lot of my promotional material in VenusOrionComics. So this is to give you an early look of how all of that's going to play out. But as I said before, I really appreciate the feedback when it comes to all this. But as we prepare for the campaign, because the campaign will be coming, I will be launching VenusOrionComics by the winter, and I want to get all you guys prepared for it. In order for me to prepare for it, I had to pretty much reveal quite a few things to get you guys started. So now I want to introduce the first series. I would say will be VK, Variant Killers, Vampire Killers. And to show that you guys that I'm serious about this, I'm also going to reveal the base cover of VK itself. Yes, the comic book is already done. This is the base cover. It's going to be 4 different covers, 4 variant covers. You won't be able to see the other 3 covers until we get into the launch itself this winter. But I wanted to show you guys the base cover of VK itself, and I am excited, and it came out even better than I expected, as you can see here. And the whole plan for this is I wanted to take a different approach. Instead of me asking you guys that the crowdfund this, meaning that instead of me asking you guys to give me money so I can pay someone to actually draw the book, instead what I did, I fronted my own money. I paid the artist out of my own pocket to get this book done. And I'm not going to explain how much money I spent, but I spent a whole lot of goddamn money to my artist for her to be able to draw the pages in this book, and it was well worth it, and it came out really, really well. So essentially, when we do this launch is not asking you for money to make the book. It's essentially, this campaign is more like a pre-order campaign. You put your money down so you can be able to get a copy of the book, and I'm going to have also merchandise and other goodies that you can get alongside your book. And of course, each variant is going to have different prices as well, because each variant cover is going to be much more special than the base itself. So you'll be able to pick and choose how you want to be able to have how you want to be able to enjoy your VK reading experience and stuff. So I'm excited about that, and to show you guys some stuff here. You can see right here how it looks. Yes, well, it's colored. It's not black and white, it's colored, so you'll be able to see it yourself of how everything is laid out. Yes, this is a legit book. This is definitely a legit book that I'm looking forward to you guys to essentially read. And you don't understand, like, I can't believe that I'm actually looking at this. I can't believe I'm actually looking at this in my hands. I'm holding my dreams in my hand. Everything that I've dreamed, I've manifested into physical reality, and I'm just getting started. But yes, this is VK, the first series that I will be putting out in my shared universe. This kicks off the shared universe, followed by Ultra Squad X and many other series that I'm working on. So you guys have a lot to look forward to when it comes to that. And also, I also want to thank Tyler Carpenter, who's also the indie creator behind The Girl with the Mega Fist. He was the one that got me, who pointed me in the right direction to what company to go to be able to print out my books. And he gave me also other tips on how to handle crowdfunding and other things within the indie comic space. So check him out, Tyler Carpenter. I'll post his Twitter handle and his YouTube channel and the link in the description, so you can be able to check that out yourself. So shout out to Tyler, really appreciate it. But yes, this is VK. And then of course, I also posted some other characters that's related to VK. There's 6 characters that I posted up that a lot of you guys were very curious about, and I won't spoil whether or not they're friends or foes to the Draven brothers. But today I guess I can reveal, I guess you could say, 3 full body images of these characters. And the first character will be Esmeralda Keldev. Check her out as well. Here's the full body image of the character, and stay tuned for the community tab where I just get a little bit of details of the character itself. And then of course, Samara Nightland. You guys kept raving asking me about, like, yo, can we get a full picture of her as well? So here she is right here. Then of course, last but not least, Douglas Vossler. He plays an essential role within the VenusOrionComics universe in general, because he is the CEO of Vossler Corp, which you will find out is a corporation that's in Neo-Delphia itself, which we'll be talking about Neo-Delphia in the near future. But yes, these are the 3 out of the 6 characters that I've shown the full body image to. So stay tuned for the other 3 at some point. So I also want to talk about and also want to stress this message out there. I want to just tell you guys, and I don't want you guys to get this all mixed up and all confused. I just want to let you guys know. I know you guys come to my channel, especially new to my channel. A lot of you guys are, you know, some people put me in the culture war box and everything. So people see me more of a culture war figure within the space itself. And I just want to stress this when it comes to this whole comic thing. Venus Orion Comics is not here to save comic books. It's not here to save the West. It's not trying to do any of that. I'm just a person that always enjoy writing, enjoy comics, animes, video games, you name it. And I love writing stories. And this is something that I've always wanted to do. And I've been working on this passion for years, but I've always been kept putting it down. And that was because, I guess you would say, entertainment, corporations, the media, and everything was able to give me the entertainment that I wanted. But times has changed. Now, a lot of gaming, a lot of what we see on television is not catering to me no more. And so I decided that, hey, it forced me to go back and pick up my passion and work on things that I want to see and want to enjoy. So this is not to be able to, I'm not making Venus Orion Comics to spite Marvel, DC, or any of that. I grew up watching Marvel, DC, I grew up watching Star Wars, and all the other forms of entertainment, and I enjoy cartoons and anime. I've been inspired by a lot of these things in order to, which gave me the idea to start Venus Orion Comics and everything else to begin with. I just want to be able to create some fun stories. I'm a beginner writer. I'm a beginner at this, so I'm gonna be learning and progressing, you know, all the way throughout. And I want to be able to create stories that maybe other people may enjoy. I want to cultivate a fan base of fans who like the stories that I write and like the artwork that my artists had created as well. So I wanted to stress it out here. I ain't trying to save comics. I ain't trying to save the West. I ain't trying to do any of those things. I just want to have fun. I just want to create stories and create a world, and a fun world that people can come in and discover what Venus Orion Comics have to have. So I just want to just lay that groundwork out there when it comes to that. And also, a lot of you guys have been asking me, like, okay, like, I'm really interested in it. A lot of you guys are interested in it. And the next question is, a lot of you have been asking, okay, how will I be able to be informed or stay informed with whatever Venus Orion Comics have to offer and everything, like, especially when it comes to VK. Well, how will I be able to get my hands on this, and when will the campaign start? So what I did was I decided to start getting my social media presence for Venus Orion Comics up right now. Especially I need to be able to get a lock on the name for YouTube and also X itself. So yes, Venus Orion Comics has a YouTube channel now, and also an X page. And most importantly, I have also an email service that I subscribe to called MailChimp. And this service allows me to be able to collect emails for those who are interested in signing up for my newsletter. So yes, you can go check out my MailChimp page or splash page, where you can be able to go in, put your email down, and hit subscribe. I will be able to get those emails and collect those emails and be able to send out newsletters to you guys, and also be able to send out anything that's Venus Orion Comics related, especially when the campaign comes. You guys will be the first to know when the campaign comes, because I'll be sending out those notifications right away that will direct you to the pre-order campaign and direct you to the presentation video that I have in store for you guys when it comes to the Venus Orion Comics universe and VK itself. So make sure you go into the link in the description below, and make sure that you go subscribe your email address, especially if you're interested. And it's also going to allow me to know who's really interested and who want to invest in Venus Orion Comics itself. And as I said before, the whole plan of Venus Orion Comics is the first phase to all this. It seems so surreal. Is, as you can see here, I have on my television screen, Venus Orion Comics wallpaper, which is also the banner to my YouTube channel. Look at that. Just seeing this, it looks so awesome. Seeing my characters, I like it just, you don't know what it does to me. I wake up every morning, I just stare at this and everything, and seeing this becoming an actual reality, and it looks awesome. So like I said before, go to the YouTube channel, go check it out and everything. It's going to be the link in the description below, so you can be able to subscribe to it. Right now there's only the logo, the placeholder splash logo for Venus Orion Comics, and I'll be updating it as I have more things to reveal. Right now I can't spoil everything, that's why I can't really go all out on the splash logo video until I'm able to reveal more things and add more things to it. But expect some professional content to be put on it as we get closer to launch, especially when the teaser trailer to VK comes up or be revealed before the launch of the campaign. So yeah, man, I'm excited for this. It's just a way for me to be able to build a fan base and create these characters and build a legacy behind these characters. And eventually the next step is to start Venus Orion Games, start a game studio. Then I'm able to take these characters and put them in video games and create original video game IP and properties and characters and stuff like that for you guys to be able to get involved, engage with, and actually have a fun time to get to know as well. And then the final step is animation. That's what I really want to do as well. Get these characters and my IP into anime property that people will be able to get a chance to actually watch and enjoy, hear the voices of these characters and everything. So it's a big plan, but a lot of it is all dependent upon you guys, and also it depends upon me. I have to do my part to make sure that I create an interesting universe for you guys to want to come back to get to know and everything. So I'm going to try my best to do my part. I'm a beginner to all of this, and I hope you guys bear with me as I learn and progress as a writer, as I put out this content and everything. But as I said before, we are only months away from the launch of Venus Orion Comics and the shared universe that I have in store for you guys, and I hope you guys are going to be ready for the ride for this. Like, this is exciting, and this is also scary because I don't know where this is going to go at all. I don't know how this is going to work out, but I'm taking that leap of faith because that's what you have to do. And I keep preaching to you guys is, if you want change to happen or you want to do something or whatever, you have to be proactive, and you have to go out there and follow your dreams, follow your passions. You know, if you can go out there and willing to work for somebody else, work a 9 to 5 and slave and stuff, or gamble and take a chance on other things, then why not gamble and take a chance on yourself and see where it goes? And I'm excited. So I pray to God that this all works out. And as I said before, its success is all reliant on you guys and how well you receive it and how well or how much you want to invest in it. So we'll see where this go. I have merchandise coming. A lot of you guys want to get access to my posters, so I'll be having my posters during launch and everything for you guys to be able to purchase. I'll have shirts of different characters, and especially with VK and everything. So I have a lot in the works, and so subscribe to the newsletter. I already sent out the first newsletter just to let everybody know that it's going to take a bit. It's going to take a couple of months and stuff because this stuff costs money. I still have to build a website as well. I'm getting my promotional material for the presentation video, which is costing me money, and I'm working with other independent creators to be able to create certain things for me, who I'm paying them as well. So this stuff is costing me money because the book is out. Since the book is out, I could have been released this, but no, I have to do this right and make sure it's right as far as the presentation is concerned, and it's costing me a lot of money. So it's going to take me a few months to get this all done because every avenue and every department that I'm paying I have to wait on them to get their stuff done so they can send it to me, and I put all this stuff together while I'm doing my thing by promoting and advertising and editing and getting my end of the presentation done. So that pretty much essentially wraps everything up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this Venus Orion Comics. I'm super excited for it. We're only a few months away. This winter, I will be releasing the first comic book series to kick off the shared universe of Venus Orion Comics, which is VK, Variant Colors, Vampire Killers, and I can't wait to see what the response is, man. I'm nervous, I'm scared, and excited, and happy at the same time that I'm out here taking a chance and pursuing something, my dream, and now actually seeing my dream manifest into reality. So if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe button for more gaming content and also indie comic content and culture war content here on this channel. This is MugenLord signing off. I'll see you game fiends later. Peace out.